Out of all the mammals on Earth, kangaroos stand out as some of the most unique and fascinating creatures. As living symbols of Australia, they have evolved to master the harsh and varied environments of their vast continent. These marsupials vary significantly in size and color, depending on their species. The red kangaroo, the largest of all, can stand up to 6 feet tall and may weigh as much as 90 kilograms, whereas smaller species like the Wallaroo weigh much less. One of the most striking features of kangaroos is their powerful hind legs. These are not only structured for long-distance hopping at high speeds, but are also capable of delivering powerful kicks to deter predators. Additionally, kangaroos possess long, muscular tails that serve multiple purposes. Primarily, their tails act as a balancing tool, providing stability and support when standing upright or moving at high speeds. Kangaroos exhibit a range of color variations, from the gray shades commonly seen in eastern gray kangaroos to the distinctive reds of the red kangaroo, which helps them blend into the diverse Australian landscapes, from forested areas to the red deserts. Kangaroos are renowned for their distinctive mode of locomotion, hopping. This method of movement is not just unique, but highly efficient, allowing kangaroos to conserve energy while traveling vast distances across the Australian landscape. The efficiency of kangaroo hopping stems from the specialized design of their hind legs and the elastic tendons in their lower limbs. These tendons store kinetic energy from one hop and release it in the next, much like a spring, reducing the amount of energy required from the muscles. The mechanics of hopping involve more than just the legs. The kangaroo's tail plays a critical role in this process. During motion, the tail acts as a counterbalance, adjusting the body's center of gravity and ensuring stability at high speeds or when making sharp turns. This balance is crucial because it prevents the kangaroo from toppling over as it moves. Moreover, the tail assists in slower movements or when the kangaroo needs to stand upright. In these instances, the tail functions almost as a third leg, providing support and balance to the kangaroo's upright posture. This adaptation is particularly helpful when kangaroos graze, as they can lean forward to reach lower vegetation without falling. From the tropical rainforests in the north to the cool temperate forest in the south, and from the arid deserts in the center to the grassy plains, kangaroos have evolved to exploit various ecological niches available on the Australian continent. The eastern grey kangaroo thrives in the fertile regions along the eastern coast, where moisture is more abundant and vegetation is dense. These conditions offer the soft grasses and small shrubs that form the bulk of their diet. In contrast, the red kangaroo inhabits the arid and semi-arid regions of Central Australia. This species is particularly well suited to life in a harsh climate, where temperatures can fluctuate dramatically and water is a scarce resource. The adaptability of kangaroos to varying climates and terrains is further evidenced by the smaller forest-dwelling wallabies, which are generally found in more wooded, rocky areas where they can navigate the uneven terrain with agility. Kangaroos, primarily herbivores, exhibit dietary preferences that play a crucial role in their development and overall survival in the diverse environments of Australia. Their diet consists mainly of grasses, but it also includes leaves, herbs, and occasionally shoots. This variation in their food intake is dependent not just on the species, but also on their geographical location and the availability of food sources within their habitat. The eastern grey kangaroo, for instance, grazes on a variety of grasses and herbs found in its coastal and forest habitats. These kangaroos have a digestive system specially adapted to a high-fiber diet, including a chambered stomach that functions similarly to that of cows and other ruminants. This adaptation allows for the fermentation of tough plant materials, extracting maximum nutrients. Red kangaroos, adapted to the arid inland areas of Australia, often face scarce water and food supplies. They can survive on less green vegetation by utilizing dry grasses and even salty desert plants. Their ability to derive sufficient moisture from their diet reduces their need for water, which is a significant advantage in their dry habitats. The nutritional content of their diet directly affects their physical health and ability to reproduce. Adequate nutrition is essential for maintaining an energy-intensive lifestyle, especially for females who need additional resources during pregnancy and lactation. The efficiency of their digestive system also helps kangaroos maintain their muscle mass and fat reserves, which are crucial for their survival during periods of drought or food scarcity. Kangaroo reproduction is a pivotal aspect of their life cycle and showcases some of the most intriguing biological phenomena among marsupials. The breeding habits of kangaroos are particularly adapted to the challenging environments in which they live, enabling them to manage reproduction based on environmental conditions. Female kangaroos have the remarkable ability to delay the development of an embryo until environmental conditions are favorable, a process known as embryonic diapause. This adaptation ensures that the mother can provide optimal resources to her offspring when conditions improve, such as the increased availability of food and water. Once conditions are right, the embryo resumes development, and birth occurs. The birth of a kangaroo is an astonishing event due to the underdeveloped state of the newborn, referred to as a joey. At birth, the joey is only about the size of a lima bean and is essentially helpless, lacking fully developed hind legs or vision. Immediately after birth, the tiny joey must make the perilous journey from the birth canal to the safety of its mother's pouch, guided primarily by instinct and the scent of the mother. Once inside the pouch, the joey attaches itself to one of the mother's teats, which then swells in its mouth, securing it in place. The pouch serves as a nurturing haven where the joey continues to develop over the next several months. During this time, it gradually begins to grow fur, open its eyes, and eventually peek out of the pouch. Over time, the joey will start to venture out for short periods, but return to the pouch for nourishment and safety until it is mature enough to become independent. Kangaroos exhibit fascinating social dynamics within their groups, commonly referred to as mobs. These groups, which can range from a few individuals to more than 100, provide safety in numbers from predators and a structured environment where social interactions can flourish. The structure of a kangaroo mob is usually loose but defined, often led by a dominant male. This alpha male earns his position through bouts of boxing and physical prowess. These fights, more about displaying strength than causing harm, determine the hierarchy within the mob, dictating access to mates and high-quality grazing areas. Females also establish a hierarchy, but this is generally less aggressive and based more on seniority and familial relationships. Communication within the mob is key to maintaining order and cohesion. Kangaroos communicate through a variety of sounds, body postures, and movements. For example, a mother may use specific vocalizations to call her joey, while males may grunt or cough in aggressive situations. Physical gestures, such as ear movements and the stance of the tail, also convey important social cues, indicating mood and intentions to other members of the group. Moreover, kangaroos exhibit protective behaviors that are essential for the mob's survival. When threatened, individuals alert the group through distinct warning thumps made by their feet. Kangaroos have evolved a number of physiological and behavioral adaptations that enable them to survive in the diverse and often extreme climates of Australia. Two key adaptations are their methods of water conservation and temperature regulation, which are crucial for enduring the country's harsh, arid environments. Water conservation is vital for kangaroos, especially for species like the Red Kangaroo that inhabit some of Australia's driest regions. Kangaroos are able to go for months without drinking water, obtaining moisture from their food and conserving water through highly efficient kidneys that produce concentrated urine. This minimizes water loss and allows them to thrive even in desert areas where water is scarce. Additionally, their ability to consume salty plants, which many other animals avoid, helps them make use of available resources without becoming dehydrated. Temperature regulation is another critical adaptation. Kangaroos have a light-colored coat that reflects sunlight. helping to keep them cool under the intense Australian sun. During very hot weather, they are less active during the day, preferring to rest in the shade and feed mostly at night or during the cooler parts of the day, which reduces their exposure to heat. While you may think kangaroos are abundant, these animals face several significant threats that can impact their populations. Habitat loss is a primary concern, as expanding agricultural activities and urban development encroach on their natural environments. This reduction in available habitat not only limits their space for living and breeding, but also fragments their populations, making it harder for them to find mates and leading to genetic bottlenecks. Another major challenge is hunting. Kangaroos are hunted for their meat and hides, and while there are regulations in place to manage this, illegal poaching still occurs. Additionally, they are sometimes culled to reduce competition with livestock for grazing. While such measures are intended to balance economic interests with kangaroo populations, they can contribute to significant fluctuations in their numbers. In response to these challenges, a variety of conservation efforts have been implemented. Protected areas and reserves have been established to provide safe havens where kangaroos can live with minimal human interference. Wildlife management strategies, including regulated hunting and culling programs, aim to maintain population levels that are sustainable without tipping them into decline. Moreover, research into kangaroo biology and ecology helps improve conservation strategies by providing data on population dynamics, health, and habitat use. These efforts are crucial to ensuring that kangaroos continue to thrive. Effective conservation requires not only protecting the animals but also preserving their habitats, managing human-wildlife conflict, and fostering a coexistence that benefits both kangaroos and people. Through these various approaches, it is hoped that the future for these iconic Australian marsupials remains bright. Between losing their homes to expanding human activities and other threats, these remarkable animals are in need of some serious help. We need to step up our game in protecting their natural habitats to not only ensure their survival, but also to maintain the biodiversity they support. By looking after kangaroos, we're also taking care of the broader environment, which is crucial for keeping nature's balance. If we can manage our landscapes more thoughtfully, we can help these iconic creatures thrive, ensuring a healthier planet for all species, including ourselves. So, whether or not we are living on the Australian continent, let's play our part in conserving the environment for these animals. Whether it's by making donations or by spreading awareness, every little effort counts. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.